Do you regret saying that President Biden had a mental acuity? He had a sharpness to him. You said that up until July of last year.
I said what I believe to be true.
And you think he was as sharp as you?
I said I had not seen decline.
I'm sorry, but man, I got to tell you, just the look on her face when she was asked if Biden was as sharp as her, she didn't know where to put herself. She was not expecting that man to ask her that question. And she claimed she didn't see any mental decline in Joe Biden. And she believed it at the time. Now, this is coming out of the mouth of Elizabeth Warren. And we all know who she is. She's the far left senator from Massachusetts. She's been all over the airwaves protesting everything Donald Trump has done for the last 3 months. And she's lied her way out of many situations. But this right here is more of a comedy bit as far as I'm concerned. This woman really wants the American people to believe that she noticed no decline, zero decline in Joe Biden's cognitive ability while he was president of the United States. Let's watch that whole clip, and then I got to come back and talk about it a little more because I think she needs to take her show on the road and not protest. Just do stand-up comedy because that is hilarious. Have a look.
Do you regret saying that President Biden had a mental acuity? He had a sharpness to him. You said that up until July of last year.
I said what I believe to be true.
And you think he was as sharp as you?
I said I had not seen decline. And I hadn't at that point.
You did not see any decline from 2024 Joe Biden to 2021 Joe Biden?
Not when I said that. You know, the thing is, he was sharp. He was on his feet. I saw him live event. I had meetings with him a couple of times.
Senator, on his feet is not praise. He can speak in sentences is not praise.
All right, fair enough.
So just like a typical Democrat, when they're caught in an outright lie, they have to think quick. They have to come up with something. And she said, the thing is, look, he was sharp. He was on his feet. I saw him. I had a couple of meetings with him. And then the man hit back with, being on his feet is not the same thing as putting sentences together. And she agreed because she knew how many more lies could she tell. She knew, just like the rest of the Democrats, including Hakeem Jeffries, the minority leader, and Chuck Schumer, the Senate Democrat leader. They all knew. But the point of this is they never, ever can tell the truth. They have been on a propaganda tour for the last 3 months, protesting every single thing that Donald Trump has done. And again, it's only been 3 months. They started with Doge. We know how that went. No one was listening. It was falling on deaf ears, so that went away. Then they started on the education department. No one was listening, and that went away. Today, they're on the Kilmer Garcia train, where they're all insisting that Trump bring him back to the United States because he was deported illegally. But the problem is, the Democrats don't care about Kilmer Garcia. They don't care about El Salvador. They don't care that Garcia is in one of the worst prisons in the world. They are using it as just another talking point because everything else up to this point has failed. And I posted a short about this Kilmer earlier today where you saw the man Garcia from California and a representative named Maxine Dexter. And what she said really blew me away. She wants the American people to believe that if they're out on the street or if they're at work or they're home, the authorities can come and scoop them up, take them to another country, and throw them in prison. But that's not the case. If you're an American citizen, that's not going to happen to you. That happened to Kilmer Garcia because he was in this country illegally. There was a deportation order in effect for him back to his home country, which is El Salvador. And now all the Democrats are crying and whining, and they want you to believe that he was deported illegally. No, it was very legal because a federal judge signed a deportation order, and when he was found, he was sent to where he belongs. Now, I don't know if he's an MS-13 gang member. There seems to be plenty of information out there that says he is, but that's not even the point. The point is the Democrats are lying, just like Liz Warren was lying, telling that man she never saw a decline in Joe Biden. They're lying to the American people, saying that Garcia was taken from his family and his baby, and he was a loving husband. What he was a criminal, was a wife-beating husband, and she did take out a restraining order, a domestic violence restraining order against him in 2021. So all of a sudden, would he find God? He became religious. He disavowed his affiliation with MS-13. No, he got caught and he was sent to where he came from. But they want you, again, to believe that the Trump administration, Homeland Security, ICE agents, or whoever's arresting these people are just grabbing random people off the street for no reason whatsoever and sending them to prison in other countries. So it's all about lies. And that's why I started with Liz Warren, because she's been lying her whole career. Remember, she was Pocahontas, she was an Indian. Remember that lie? Well, no one bought that, but it was hilarious. Just like the face. She knows she's been lying her way through everything since she's been a senator. Every single Democrat is out there pushing leftist propaganda because the more they say it, they think people are going to believe it. They have nothing. I've said this so many times. Everything they've tried during Trump's first term, when Biden was in office, and now they've tried to take down Donald Trump, and it all has failed for one reason, because it's all fake, it's all a fraud, and it's all lies. So Liz Warren can say what she wants. The Democrats going to El Salvador, like the guy Van Hollen, he visited with Kilmer. Big deal. You're not taking him back to the United States because he doesn't belong here. He didn't belong here in the first place. So they can have all the trips they want. I hope they enjoy themselves. But the only other problem I have with that is they're doing it on their constituents' dime. The American taxpayer is paying for the Democrats' trips to go to El Salvador and then come back with more propaganda. But it's all going to end. It's all going to go away soon. They're going to realize that they can't bring Garcia home, and then they'll just move on to something else. So this is going to be an ongoing train of nonsense by the Democrat Party from now until the end of Donald Trump's second term. And during that whole term, the Democrats will achieve zero because all they're going to do is go after Trump. They don't care about you. They don't care about their constituents. They care about themselves. Okay? They're pushing Garcia now because that's their latest thing. They have nothing. The Democrat Party is gone. It's over. They have failed. Our country is coming back, and it's coming back strong. And it's coming back strong because of President Trump.